ya condom. So hey, the first day nilienda kujipima. My people, roho ilikuwa kwa magoti. I was so scared. And then the person anitangaje, we have a name for them. Abdul, kindly remind me the person mwenye anakupimanga at that time. Not daktari, there's a name.
Ala, Abdul, unajua hizi maneno.
Ni lab techs, si lab techs, they are called. Those people, they are counselors. Yes, they are counselors. Ni counselors, yes.
Yes. So at that time we were working with the HTS something. Because we were in different branches. We had the HTS, tulikuwa na kubwa, then tulikuwa na sisi akina mentors. Hey, akajoke. By the way, he joked with me seriously. Akaniuliza, wewe umekuwa active. Unajua obviously as a girl you don't really say you're active. Kamuuliza kwa nini? Akaniambia, sasa ikikuja positive utafanya nini? My friend, hit rush ilinitandika mara moja because I knew inaniuliza hii swali inamaanisha there's a possibility mimi ni mgonjwa. I contemplated my whole life before me. I think by then for real the first question was like, sindiko tu kujua, hiyo ni kitu rahisi sana. Because I wasn't ready kukunywa ARVs for the rest of my life. But finally ilikuja negative, and from that day on, sweetheart, najipenda. Because I have worked with the people who are positive. Some of them have been infected through multiple sexual partners. Some of them it's through mother to child. And it's not a good sight to see, by the way. What I can say is we should love these people, we should take care of them, whether you know it or you don't know it. Kukuwa tunaka humanity kidogo. Because they go through a lot. Because for the ones I've worked with and the ones I usually feel for them the most ni wenye walipata from their mothers. There's one kid I had telling the mother, "Mama umeniua." I was like, because this is a kid who doesn't understand why I am so innocent and I am here and I have HIV and AIDS. You get? So Mimi, this is what I usually say. Usijipime na macho. I think I am really lucky. I know better now. I'd say that I know better. Currently, I know better. If me and Muredi tuende kainde, we are now straight. We want to do it. Because I know there's this kind of notion when you start having sex with somebody, the first few times utatumia condom. You get? But now because Muredi will say, now I know Tamika, nimemuona, she doesn't have signs of HIV and AIDS, let's do kainde. That's the biggest challenge that we have right now with even the youth. So the first thing that if you get your partner, kitu ya kwanza, endeni VCT. If you go to VCT, test ikuje negative, remember the goal is to keep it negative, right? The goal is to keep it negative. Meaning, because leo imekuja negative, this is what I've learned, because leo imekuja negative, tomorrow we are like, si imekuja negative. Inamaanisha, probably I will never get it. But that's the ignorance nime face pia. You ask somebody, why can you get HIV and AIDS? The person will answer you, no, siwezi pata HIV and AIDS. Napataje? Remember, this is from I worked from with age 9 to 24, and from 14 to 24, I tell you they're very ignorant. By the way, very ignorant. It's because I sometimes the schools maybe have not done sensitization as much, or even from at homes. You know, even sadly, the parents usually hide their status from their kids. You'll find it's rarely you find a house where the kids know that mom is positive or dad is positive, so they will not feel the pinch. Most of these young people don't feel the pinch or don't know how it is to live with the HIV and AIDS unless you've been near them, unless you've walked the journey with them. You get? So for me, I usually sensitize every single time. Muredi, Tamika, we are not married, and even if we are married, you've had cases where one partner brought the HIV kwa nyumba, either it's the man or the woman. Always ensure you are in constant you constantly take care of yourself. Just because umeona Muredi today, mumepimana leo ikakuja negative, it doesn't mean it will always be negative unless you take care of of yourself, you and Mureithi. You get? And one thing I usually tell ladies and men, if you don't trust your partner, if you don't trust that partner, please go and take PrEP, prophylaxis, pre-exposure prophylaxis. Because the problem is with our society right now, partners are not sticking to each other. Unapata Mredhi has 10 other women, Tamika has 10 other men. Imagine if we do a circle of only the people who are here. Sisi peke yetu tu tukiwa hapa. If we do a circle of say one person is infected, then we do that circle. Utapata all of us here will end up getting infected. You see? So before I jump into so many things, mujipime. And by this, sadly, right now, the last time I went to kujipima, the HTS told me that say inakaa paka 1 year before it's detectable. The virusi say inakaa kwa mwili paka 1 year, because people have changed their habits. So usidi ujipime na Mredhi leo, then after 6 months, after 3 months, you forget kujipima. Equate something constant every time. It doesn't mean that I don't trust Mureithi. Nope. Remember, you can still contract HIV and AIDS through other ways. It doesn't mean it's only sexually transmitted. That's the challenge also. People think that it will only come to you sexually. But remember, if probably you're working with somebody or something might happen somewhere, always ensure wewe na Mureithi muko constant. If me and Mredhi start twa and we know we are not constant with the CDs, kila 3 months mimi na yeye mkono kwa mkono, or even by then right now it's good we have the self kits. You just buy it and you test at home. If you're shy kwenda VCT, you just test it, unachukua una test nyumbani. Though it's as easy as that. It's as easy as ABCD. Say nione Mredhi anapendeza, skin yake imenyoka, tall, dark and handsome, alafu niseme let me just look at him, let me assess the virusi kwa macho. My people, nitaona moto. Na huku nje he's an active man. Hiyo kujipima kwa macho ilipotea kitambo, because if Abdul right now I told you somebody, but they eat well, they're mostly, sometimes they avoid stress, and they are very healthy. These people even have hips, these wonders that you keep on talking around, that's a by the way. So usiangalie tu mtu anapendeza, skin imenyooka ukamwangalia na macho. Nope. It's sad that people are sick out here, and mostly these small girls are getting infected. So if you can sensitize your sisters, your daughters, your aunts, even that neighbor who's there and umeona ameanza kuchoka kimbia na vijana, we have different organizations kwa estate, like kama kuna Dreams. I had Dreams is probably everywhere in Nairobi, because I worked even in Kenya, I think, because I worked in Dreams, and it usually takes the girls, teaches them how to protect themselves from the STIs, kila kitu. Even by they sensitize on condom. We tulifundisha paka watoto kutumia condom, by the way. We had the models, we had everything. We give them the condoms. But our first motto usually is abstain. But unajua ukishaanza kuona mtoi, uone okay, ashaingia hapa, this is the option. But now what do? We tell them, even if you want to, okay, ukitaka kuendelea, why don't we do it in a safer way? You understand? So we told them 3 months they have to come back for I think because wanasema it's inaweza kuwa undetectable kwa mwili for 1 year. So every year we used to test the girls until the girl is 24. And from 9 years to 24, imagine we start sensitizing from 9 years to 24. That's how bad it is, by the way. They start young. So yeah, hii mambo ya kupimana kwa macho, I might be a fine babe, a fine babe, of which I am. Usinipime na macho tafadhali. Yes, your mic is on.
Beautiful. Yeah, of course, I want to run a disclaimer. We are not stigmatizing people living with HIV. All we're doing is we are sensitizing populations, especially the youth, over this festive season to seek they're called the VCT services to ensure that before you engage in unprotected sex, you're tested, and your other partner is tested. Not the other partner, your partner. Your partner is tested. The partner you're having. So any comments that may be offensive, in case we have amongst our audience a person living with HIV that might come.
Bana, Abdul has just disappeared on us. I wonder what's going on. He was giving a very good speech. Alafu Tamtam Tamtam was educating us bana. Can you continue bana? The floor is yours.
No, actually mi nimemaliza, but by then you usema any lady, any man, like if you want to get tested na baby unagopa kwenda VCT, can recommend a couple of places where they do it discreetly. You not feel shamed. Sometimes we usually feel shame, that's why we don't visit the centers, right? So yeah, today we are talking about protecting na kujipima. I think probably next time we can talk about now the people who live with it. I think that's the problem. I think people who like how to live with people, to avoid the stigmatization, to avoid the way Abdul was saying. Yeah, sometimes tunaweza ongea, until sometimes it hits home, you will not know the uzito of it. Yeah. So yeah, I hope we don't discriminate. I hope nobody feels discriminated. Just a disclaimer. Tafadhali, tafadhali, tafadhali. This is the motto I usually run with. I'd rather use PrEP. Oh, I started on PrEP, right? PrEP is the pre-exposure prophylaxis. The madawa huwa unapatiwa, you take if you shuku either your boyfriend is you don't trust your boyfriend, he has multiple sexual partners, or either wewe you have multiple sexual partners. Kumbuka kuna lazima mtu wa gari, wa rent, wa credit, tukona a couple of people in our lives,
Na
so
mtu wa
whenever you're
Mkombe.
taking yeah, different people in our lives. So I usually tell ladies, I tell men, if you're in a relationship and you don't trust your girlfriend, you don't trust yourself, I'd rather you make it a choice. Go and take it, rather than you being forced to take it now. Because now when it comes to the IRVs itself, you have to take it, because for you to survive, you have to take it. So I don't know if we'll dive into PrEP and PEP, because there are two, PEP and PrEP. Yeah, we can do a couple, but for me right now, usipimane na macho. Even if you get into a relationship, always ensure the stipulated time, it was 3 months. Every 3 months, check with your partner, not because you don't love them, not because you don't trust them, but prevention is better than cure. Isn't it right? Yes. So
Yes,
that's the
yes,
only thing I
yes.
have to say.
Yeah, prevention is better than cure bana. Bana pale ukiwa pale vaa helmet manze. Yeah, you trust your lady, lakini ukihanya nje ama kawe ni dem bana. Ambia boy uko naye avae helmet. Yeah, avae protection. Alafu bana protection, protect yourself bana. Hatutaki tukuwe na generation ati 50% of the population iko infected with HIV. Hapana, tunadai kujienjoy in future. Yeah? We want families, we want kids, lakini si ndio, huwezi taka mtoto wako atokee pale akiwa HIV positive. So kuna some measures gava imetoa bana. Listen to Tamtam. I do not know your name vizuri, but Tamtam is your name for now. So bana, jichunge tu man. Hakuna haja uchukue pills for the rest of your life bana. Yeah, so Tamtam, thank you for the topic bana. Tukiingilia pale kwa PrEP bana, unajua mimi pale kidogo pale huwa najishuku, unaweza kula nje siku moja mbili na ulikula raw. So hebu tuambie mambo na PrEP kiasi, if you don't mind.
We can let Madam Madge come first, because I know she's a very, very intelligent lady, and I can't wait to hear from her.
We're listening.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tam Tam. Abdul, actually, I think it's you who made me get into the space, because I saw that you were online. And nice to see you. And actually, you were making a very good speech, and then you disappeared. Yes, Tam Tam, I'm actually very impressed that you guys are talking about this very openly. This is nice, given that sometimes this topic is very stereotyped and stigmatized. So yes, I really find it good at the position that you're taking, and actually openly talking about it. And at this point, I just want to say that, of course, the moment the home kits that are there are really a good alternative, because we see and find sometimes that some people fear going into the VCTs. They are
Kidogo tu, Madam Maje. The home kit, unajua sisi kwa comrades ni expensive. It's about 500 shillings, yeah.
Cherito, kindly,
So
are you able to kindly, with all due respect, I'm sorry for disrupting you, Cherito. Let us hear her submissions. Hello, Madge, and I'm happy to see you again also. And as always, you know, I when I share platforms with you, I'm left I'm so wowed and amazed by your intelligence at such a young early, at such a young age. You're too wise and all that. So let's kindly, if our speaker is going, let's give them time, and then we're able to enjoy ourselves. It's all festive season. We're all here. We will hear everyone's submissions. Then if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Ndo kidogo tukue na order na pia, so that also we respect the professionals. Hatutaki ikuwe shouting match like any other. Kindly. Good. Go ahead, my sister.
Thanks so much, Abdul. So, like I was saying, the testing kit really provide an alternative, but it's good to get a feedback that it might not be accessible for some people. So here we have a lot of NGOs around who can also support in giving the versions that are really not as expensive, or to come up with a strategy of financing them, or even the government itself, because you cannot expect people to be testing themselves, but some of them cannot pay for these services. So finally, don't you take a lot of time, I would compare with Portugal. If you look at Portugal has a lot of a population that has HIV, and they've managed to really take care of it in a very good way, so that many people are informed the drugs are there, and if you test yourself, and even if you know you're positive and you're taking the drugs, actually you're reducing the chances of transmitting this disease to the next person. So knowing your status is actually better than not knowing it at all. I mean, well, because the speaker who's requested Tam to talk about something there, like if you go and do it once or twice, I mean, the risk is very high. So I will not take a lot of time. I don't want to really, I just want to listen in. And Tam, I would like to invite you. There's a friend of mine who's big in the HIV world. He's actually currently the CEO of some huge NGO at Mombasa. Abdul, you're also in Mombasa. You could know him. He's called Dr. Oyaro. So I'm planning to invite him to have, because they're having a lot of funds, and they are funding the testing strategies. So if we are getting feedback from younger people that this is not okay, we have donors out there who are giving huge amounts of money. Okay, thanks. Back to you.
Awesome, my sister. Now, God make people meet in mysterious ways. Cherito was asking for somewhere he can be engaged or something. So if you're able to form maybe a CBO or an NPO, is a way sort of us in diaspora, our compatriots in diaspora, like Madge, she works in Germany as an epidemiologist, and a number of them also can reach out to you for support in making changes in the community. So I'm sure you're going to share your sentiments with you at some point. Yeah, I'm so fulfilled that this just came up just as by the way, and it's taking some good shape and form. So I don't know whether we hear from Baba Wawaze, and then Cherito. I'm calling them in the order that I saw them in, but very, very, very good. You'll also be able to share our past VCT stories, especially the ones that gave us to Modioto. Marge, we didn't hear yours. I don't know, is it okay? You will share with my sister. Even
Yes,
people ulitoa jasho. Jasho Jabere ulitoa jasho lini?
This is very many years ago, and the experience is very still alive. So that was at the hospital, or yes, please. Yeah. So I went into a VCT, and then they had this. believe she can't even do that, which of course is good. So they encourage you to be very open, with the don't hold back, until I was asked if I performed oral sex. And then I said yes. And the lady went like, no, don't, leaving me there. Stuck with
Jehovah.
So you see, you cannot be sitting there asking people to be open and when they tell you stuff. So that was shocking and I was very shocked. Because I knew your boss would have to ask.
I think Maja said something here that maybe we missed. Maja said that there's a friend of hers who's in Mombasa who has a wealth of knowledge with things AIDS, VCT and stuff. Is that right, Maj?
Yes, and actually HIV testing. He's very huge in the HIV world. I was invited because I find that the 1st of December was a HIV day and it was very reflective and it was shocking given that HIV affects most people in Africa, but people are tweeting about many other things but not HIV. So since December is a HIV month, we can still treat it as a HIV month is giving yes. Yes.
Maj, there's this crazy idea I have in my head. Do you think if we can hold this conversation later, let's say tomorrow or the day after, you can sweet talk him to come and again share with us, at least we will get a lot of insights. What do you think?
Yes, I would. I'm going to check on his availability, but I don't think he's going to be spontaneously available. Maybe at the end of the month, around April, but I'll share with him. Yes.
Yeah. So what I want to do.
Sorry.
What I want is, Abdul, can you keep quiet a bit? What I want is you check with him and tell him whatever conversation you find us propagating over here, and then let's work with this schedule. When he will be available, then we can always resurrect this topic. What do you think?
Yes, this is a very important topic. I will share with him, and then he can organize something, and then we also touch base with Abdul and do something with HIV testing and everything that he has to share. But only now what we love is actually the CEO of Criminal Cases, and he's been for the past years research and so yeah, so and I think the feedback that we have from somebody who says the home kids are expensive, that's a very important feedback. That is something that we need to address because we cannot tell people to test themselves. When you go to the VCT, sometimes they look at you like, especially if somebody had a one-night stand. Most people do not really say that they did. So you see, such a person could access the testing easier. Yes, I'll talk to them and then I'll touch base with Abdul, and then you can organize HIV testing. Yeah, testing or information session. Because I know that the parents are putting in a lot of time. And the point is the time to find out what's the best testing method. Okay.
So this is like let's say this is like a homework on your part. So it's good to go and deal with this friend of yours, and then through Abdul or even any of the members in the host and co-host, we will communicate this and then schedule a date that's convenient for him. Because I would want us to get this expert opinion and the expert knowledge on this topic.
Yes, I would do that. And Tam, prepare yourself. I had also be a speaker on that session that we're having. It's really very good that you're providing information.
I was asked. My idea was to make people believe they know. sababu it comes after a certain time when our students wamefunga shule. Na between, as we have been told, between age 9 to 24 they are the most affected. The age bracket listed above, hiyo ndio wanafunzi wa shule. So I was asking that is there a way we can make this day more popular in the appreciate, because not everyone can afford that 500 here home. So like we make this day more popular, then after making this day more popular we offer free music to our children, our young people. So that day it's just an idea. It's just an idea. Just an idea. Each and every country we can have some renowned artists that allow to show that we make this way more popular and we make more people more aware of the things that we do. Allow to idea is the way that we feel like in allow to we can also cancel people using social media and tell them that if not the one that there are certain measures you can take, you can use that like standard of American. So Madam Tamtam, Madam Mad, that topic is a news. Kwenye kina approve mrefu wataamua ku raise that topic as a session, as an essential topic, we will be there to support you.
Maj, you know, this topic initially it came as an afterthought because we were holding a certain space, and then this one came as an afterthought, and as it has turned out, it's kind of a serious topic which maybe some quarters of population feel some type of way to talk about it. And now that we've heard that there are people with vested interest in this, I think we are going to make this a full space after we've heard from the merged friend, and then we coordinated everything and we make this information up there. Who knows, we might start a counseling, campaign. We do testing, and then a whole lot of information we can relay outside there to help our youngings,
Yeah, we might be saving lives out there. You never know. Kuna mtu akona hiyo ugonjwa anaona like the community will not accept me. The community as it is for now will not accept me. So yeah, no, the possible way out is just to maybe suicide. We can reach out to such people. Yeah, we tell them that hey, this is not the end. Like, kama hauna take measures or like this measure and this measure, so that next time when you do something like that, you can be prevented from contracting the disease.
Thank you, my man. Very interesting topics, insights you have there. Abdul, what were you saying before I cut you short?
Why do you want to end, Bana? You've been giving vote of thanks, but and the session is on. This is what I wanted to say. Of course, I can see Paula and Jay have come up with. I'm saying this for when we come on these spaces, people ask for opportunities for work, for all these kinds of things and all that, and it is your duties for you people that are out there abroad to identify groups that will be ready to work with your people at home. Marge, you've been leading in spaces on how you can connect people coming to Germany, coming to Europe, coming to Asia, and all that. And I must congratulate you. But we have a mindset change in a way that we also have that direct kind of support coming here, and the impact being felt on the ground. In terms of programs like this, it will be wonderful. It will be extremely wonderful. Because those people that are out here, they get support. People living with some kind of conditions like that, with disabilities. We are talking to mental health support. We are talking for HIV support and all that. It will be awesome because those kind of resources, when they come on the ground, they even help Mama Mboga. They even help the border people to transport people to a function. They even help everyone. So moving forward, Mark, I know Dr. Oyaro myself. I went to school with his younger brother, Brian. Is it the family from Kitale, right? Good.
No, siko electrically, but I'll connect him to he's a very he's accepting people. I'll connect him with him because he's currently a person. Yes, we need to organize that same thing. Yeah. And as you rightly say, as the diaspora, we try, I see also in areas like in Finland, we try as much to provide opportunities. So when we see people who are also taking the initiative to come and discuss it, because you see, if HIV was affecting a lot of white people, we would have found the medication now. But it's not in their priorities. Like I told you, normally in fact, it's even cancer that's killing much women, it's the cardiovascular diseases. So normally they check what is killing you, and then they do the research there. But at the moment, HIV is somehow neglected. You might see a lot of NGOs and the rest, but that is just, fundamentally issue. But we really need to take the child in hands and really also give research a priority. And if you're called in to volunteer for clinical research, a study, don't go saying that, of course, we have to be fully informed, but we find that sometimes many of our population, we back off and we say we don't want to do these studies, we don't want to do monkeys to be tested. But then when you do this, we find that most of the medications that are given to us are tested. They tested the right people, most of the right population are not given. So we really need to put more effort on many ends. And yes, I'm going to connect to this, but you will know, Mr. Patrick, you will know, but yes, I'm looking forward to educate more information about HIV. And like I was mentioning, for example, in Portugal, the situation is even more worse because they did not only have a pandemic, HIV pandemic, it was escalated by drugs. A typical buy drugs 5 euros, like 500 shillings. I didn't know until I gave a beggar 5 euros of his food portal to go and buy something. And at that time I was there for some external values, and then the student was telling me, he's going to buy drugs. And I thought, that was 500 shillings. So yes, so the drugs are so cheap. But nevertheless, they coordinated this so well, and they're getting a lot of money for the review, and they have very good programs for their people, and I think Kenya should regulate, some of the things happening there. And of course, we really do share the match that we are able to share and what also if you die, then you help us to see things and, just for a better
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Karibu.
Thank you very much.
What's up, Jim? Your mic is muted. You because you're talking to.
Thank you very much, Abdul. I just have 3 questions to ask. The first question is, now that Quantum has said that some other times the HIV virus can stay in someone's blood system for more than 1 year without being detected. And we to be going for the test checkup for after each and every 3 months. Won't that render the best to halfway redundant or something that thing? What should be done about it? Secondly, he's talking about taking the PrEPs. I normally know that PrEPs should be taken for about 30 days. About 30 days as will be prescribed by the doctor. It normally takes for 30 days. Now, assuming that you've gone with someone who's a stranger and you've tested negative, then you begin taking the PrEPs. For those 30 days, you take the PrEPs 30 days, then drop. Then after another 30 days, after the 3rd month, again take the PrEPs for the 30 days. Will those PrEPs have any adverse effects on your body? Having in mind that they normally fight the germs and they fight the body system, what will be the repercussions of taking those PrEPs in your system for those times? That's my question.
I will have this to say. There is post-exposure after you've been exposed. Being exposed is not just having sex, sharing infected sharp objects, blood transfusion. These days it's highly regulated. Pricks all that, mother-to-child transmission and all that. So post-exposure, there's a period called incubation period. This is the period where the virus is attaching itself to the receptors of the CD4 cells of the white blood cells, the CD4 cells, and for it to cause a significant damage to those CD4 cells, and before the symptoms start manifesting in the name of developing, progressing to the HIV, the AIDS state, the immunocompromised state as now the AIDS, and starting to show the symptoms. So I think what you got here is the question should be the up to what time for someone who has not been tested, up to what time at least that one take before they can start showing clinical signs and all that. And then there is a very profound point that Mike said, when you start taking ARVs, number one, they go and bind to those CD4 receptors and they prevent further damage or further entry for the viruses into new CD4 cells that are made at the bone marrow of the thymus all that. And this shows that over time, the more you stay with taking the ARVs, then suppressed the viral load is suppressed. The viral load is being suppressed means that the virus is not replicating in your body, so you become undetectable. You get to undetectable levels where the virus, in fact, at some point you cannot even transmit to another person. So we cannot say that the testing is rendered redundant, because then these days we even have rapid tests that can show within a week, 2 weeks, if you have had exposure to that, it can be shown in the serum. The HIV virus can be shown in the serum. Of course, at a technical level, I think this is the last point that I want to say, that early detection helps a lot before the virus is able to replicate in a bigger way, replicate fast and get to bind those DNAs and the RNAs of the CD4 cells. So if you're able to be tested early, that's why you're told after 3 months get tested, and it is detected early, then you can take ARVs, and then you're able to live a very healthy life because your CD4 cells and the immune system is not compromised. I don't know whether Marge is something you need to add to answer that question.
I would just like to underline it to also remind that taking precaution. You don't have to go for when you have the post exposure treatment is not a long-lasting solution. So we should look for long-lasting solutions, and this is whereby exactly what Abdul is saying. You test yourself in advance, and when you really find that you have it, you just take medication, and this really makes it easier for you when the viral load is low. Sorry, that's the very junior citizen of the world who's also taking part in the discussion here. Yes, so I see that this is a very good discussion, and I don't know, there was this redundancy that he was talking about. I think I understand that he meant you need to take this so many times, but that is the alternative. It cannot be like there's this medicine that people take so as after having intercourse so as don't get pregnant. Let's do that every other time. The next thing would be to just have contraceptive. Just when I'm using that as an example. So we should really take care not to get the HIV, and if we get that HIV, really start with the treatment early enough and get good treatment so that we have the viral load is low. And another thing that, because when you're HIV positive and you're not managed, you're going to be immunosuppressed, and your immunity system is going to fail you. And this is going to make you really be predisposed, like you're going to be, you could easily get other diseases, like for example, cervical cancer. So if your immunity is good with the HPV virus that causes this cancer, you can just fight it before, but if you have your immune system not working well, you tend to, you're going to be having the infection repeatedly, and that is really just going to increase your chances of having cancer. So you see, these things are somehow related. Yeah, back to you, Abdul.
Monica, kindly come back and ask your question or give us your contribution. Jay, Sama bro.
Hey, I'm back. I dropped. So up there at the preps there, I normally see people take those preps for 30 days. And after taking those preps for 30 days, then you are being told that it's now okay. But my question was, now that you can go for that HIV test and get tested and you end up being negative, then after later on, maybe after 1 year, the way sometimes say that other in other people's blood system, it might even take up to 1 year before being tested, being proven positive. Now, in this situation, what should we be doing as what should you advise us as the doctors now? Because we can go and check, yes, you've gone with your partner, you've tested negative, yet this guy or this woman is HIV positive, and that and the status hasn't yet showed kumbe akona hii kitu. Then after 6 months unaenda alafu naambiwa uko nayo, aliku infect. What do you do in such a case? Na muli test, imagine ina bring lots of problems kwa nyumba. Yeah, ina bring lots of problems. It brings problems to the houses because watu wanasema mi tulipatana tukiwa negative sote, so wewe ndio umekuja na ugonjwa, now you infected me. You see that point, yet you all tested negative.
Tamtam, jieleze ndo je akuelewe so that we answer his question technically.
Actually, whatever Abdul Rahman, whatever George is saying, whatever Jay is saying is kind of makes sense, because the last time nilienda kujipima, like when I was still working there, the last time nilienda kujipima, the HTS clinical officer, that's what he told me. He told me that currently it might take like the virus in take time before it shows in your system. That's what he told me, by the way. Yet to confirm. But whatever Jay is asking is very, very correct, because if it takes time to show in my system and I'm infected and I'm working with a partner who's not infected, yes, now am I able to infect him? Now that should be the question. Am I able to infect him even though it's undetectable from in my system? Jay, is that the question?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
The answer will be very easy. Undetectable levels of the virus are not able to transmit because you might need some amount, some level of viral load for you to transmit. And the very essence, even for those that are infected, the main reason why they are told to be on ARVs is because the ARVs are able to suppress the viral load, and after a long term of a long period of years taking, they're able to the antivirals, the ARVs are able to suppress the viral load to negligible levels that yes, it is in your body, but you cannot transmit it because the threshold for you to remove from your body to the other person through semen and all that is very minimal to be transmissible. The researcher here is Marge, unless he has new evidence to show that you can stay with the virus for a year after being infected, and you're not on ARVs, and it cannot show that you have a virus for a year and you're not on ARVs. I don't know what you have to say, whether there is new knowledge, because I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to text you so that you can counter check this information, because the last I was informed we had a different incubation period. So mostly my main research area is cancer, but I'm going to counter check this to see if I find an incubation period of 1 year. That would be very new information. So Abdul, we are on the same page. And so we're going to get this information and also get it to Tamtam. And Tamtam, when we get it, go back to if it's a different one, go back to that CEO and tell him or her to stop misinforming people. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, and something else, Abdulrahman, when Jay was talking about prep, prep you have to take it until the day when you start taking prep, you just don't take prep for 1 month and you leave it. If you're sexually active and you're not protecting yourself, ama your partner is sexually active and you're not sure with the partners that he or she has, you have to take the prep until 28 days after you've left him. So if today I decide to leave my partner and I've been taking prep, it's like by then it's a continuous thing. Every day you'll take it every day until the day you'll stop seeing that partner. It's not just for 1 month. Apana. Once you start to take it, you take it until the day you leave that partner. And the day you leave that partner, you still have to take it for 28 days for it to have worked fully, maybe to suppress anything that might have been in your body, the virus that might have been in your body. So you just don't wake up and take it for 30 days, no. And by then, for it to also be active, you have to take it 7 days prior you starting like when you're now start being sexually active. So for prep, not only 30 days and you're done. Probably if you're talking about post, that means that you're scared, you might have slept with somebody who has HIV and AIDS. Now you're given the drugs for 28 days to counter check. I think yeah. So Jay, have I also answered? Abdul.
Yes, I have definitely, though over time, we're going to have a very informative session. This is very casual. We are relying on our memories, not having perused through. I will also, in the next session, the one we have on HIV, I will tell you why it has to be a month, 28 days, why it has to be tested before you are told to stop taking that, and why the incubation period cannot go to 1 year, and probably as Marge said, your clinical officer might need to counter check his information. So guys, Felix, umeona vile tuko na a lot of content. Yes, Monica. Before your mic connects, Felix, umeona vile tuko na content mob ya kusaidia wase. Yes, Monica.
Jay, I've been listening to you speak. I think the one issue you have, one issue that you're trying to, you're bringing up, which is very logical and very viable, is that what happens if these tests that we do at home and the tests that we do at the BCT are not like accurate for the past 6 months. And I think we already have a test for everything, ELISA test. So I think it's a matter of making it cheap, or making it accessible to everyone, even if at a kind of affordable price. Because right now, if I was to go for that test, it would cost me like 10 to 15K, depending on the hospital. And I feel that is that's a lot. And for somebody when like to meet Sai and we're dating and it's not marriage and I'm spending 15K every time I meet someone. So, because okay, you can use condoms, but what I'm saying is, accidents happen, and it's good to always know somebody's meaning. But I feel if the ELISA test could be made cheap or affordable, then we wouldn't be having such issues because it has could detect at an earlier stage.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for all this. Murithi, umelala? Murithi got scared when we started discussing all this. Murithi, where are you? Felix, this shows how much we have to do on these spaces. and on the ground to help people. Are you in agreement, bro?
Just like I tasked Marge with you know, the urgency of looking for that her good friend, so that we can have this information rolling in the streets. At least we start from here, and then we see whatever comes, and then if we can roll it in the streets, do the bits we can do in our small way to help this information get outside there, and then our people get help. That could be good. So when this topic started, it started as by the way, because the space we're having earlier on was based on another thing altogether, and it has evolved to be a serious matter, bro. And this, we must take it further. We must further
Mm,
this space
mm,
and get expert opinion, so that we don't just rely on hearsay and all those
yeah.
other non-expert opinions. So I think with the experts, you are here, you have a little information on that. And then we also have Marge here, who also has an information on that. And then we also have Marge's connection that has a whole lot of information, since that is their area of specialty. So I can just see a positive impact from now onwards. And I think these are the kind of spaces that we should be holding. These ones that can help impact the lives of our people. Those spaces that can seek to help our people get connections, job, and those things. Those are productive things that we should be having. Apart from, banter here and there and emotion. But the core thing to do is to hold such a productive spaces, bro. So I am amazed. Earlier on, I was not able to contribute because I was kind of held up somewhere. So
Yes.
now I'm here.
Yes.
Let's rock the boat, bro.
But you've not confessed, Bana. Here people are giving their stories. We've heard from Tam Tam. I gave my mountain of stories by the time I was waiting for results.
You want me to confess?
But Marge also told us the day she went for that news. So we can hear from you, then from Monica, then Paula, you need to come back here and say your confession. Sorry, your mic didn't work. Tulisikiza ya Liza pia. Liza yake iliturn positive, lakini baadaye ikakuwa ni pregnancy, iliturn positive, sio HIV, but the doctor was playing with her kidogo nini. That is was a very beautiful story, ya Liza. We need to hear from yours, Jacom. Then we go to Paula, Monica, then Jay. Just the day you visited VCT, what you found there and all that. Yes, Madge, go ahead kindly.
I'm looking forward to listening to the recording. And in case of questions, I will get back to you, and I'm going to get the expert on it. And I think I'm going to try to pin him on 30th of December. I hope, yeah. And then at least Abdul knows all of you. He will then at least connect, and then we do a really good space on HIV, because I see there's a need. And this is the reason why I like joining spaces. When I see people talking about random things, the spaces turn out to be more productive at the end of it, because you see, like somebody was saying here, you started differently, but now you're coming into the core of important things. And this happens mostly and more than spaces whereby people already think they know what they're talking about. So really, it's always like the raw material of knowledge or expertise. Because now, even if I tell that guy, but you see, you guys are providing some options, but I have feedback from the ground that it's expensive. So this is a feedback that a policy person cannot ignore. So guys, keep up the spirit, keep up coming up to discuss such matters, and thanks for the opportunity and for listening.
My confession. Oh Lord, the year is 2012. This nigga has been having uncomfortable days going to pass out the small, small outside. What do you call it? Going to pass out water. So these things goes on for like 3 weeks. Yours truly pretends to be a man and fights it as a man, and then on the 4th week, yours truly cannot contain anymore, and now things are falling apart on yours truly. I shout like somebody's dead when I'm about to pass out urine, and then I talk to myself. You go see a doctor. If you die, you die. What's wrong with you? And then
But when it's getting sweeter, you can't do this to us. As we wait for our guy here, he's about to pass liquids, but but he's got lost. But Cody, where have you gone?
you cannot hear me.
You went missing, but we can hear you right now.
Oh, so I find this lady doctor, a lady by all standards, and then I'm again conflicted. How will I tell this lady that there's something down here doing me so bad? And then the pain becomes too much, and I decide, look, okay, let the chips fall where they may. So I tell this lady, oh, lady, I'm having this kind of complication. And then the lady insists, what is it? And then the lady examines my little leg, and then the lady pops the question, how many ladies have you been seeing? Okay, I hesitate a little bit, and then the lady poses another question. Have you known your HIV status? Oh, bro, I almost walked out of that room. So I gathered the little courage I remained with, and then this lady tells me, so we are going to test your blood and then your urine, and then we're gonna tell you whatever we find there. But as I can see, you need to stop whatever it is you are doing with this your little leg. You need to stop it, because if the blood comes out well enough, then it won't take you so long before you are boxed into that corner. So the lady tests me, and then she gives me these stories so that she can try to mess with my head. I stop thinking about my life and how it is gonna come down when I get this, this weird result. Then comes the time for releasing the results, and then the lady tells me, oh, so if you have it, what will you do? I asked the lady, well, if I have what? Why don't you just be straight to the point? Why would you want to take me in circles and make me start thinking about a lot of things with my life? The lady says, if you have HIV now, what will you do? I tell her, I don't know. What about what went on with the urine that you tested? Okay, that one, you have, what do they call it? And on the other part, she hesitates. It takes like a 10 minutes break, just looking at me and looking at that kid. And then this lady is making me to have tension, bro. Like, who does that? Is this what you do as doctors, Abdul?
What is it, Felix? It's your story. Why do you want to to bring me in your story, bro?
Is this how you doctors behave? Why is the 15-minute silence for? You want to kill me? And then the lady says, okay, in terms of HIV, you are negative. And then I breathe a sigh of relief. And so she tells me, on this other one, you will have to.
This other I
On
cannot
this other
assure
one.
you of its negativity.
Why Abdul Bana? Watch bana. On this other one, you will have to give yourself a window period of 6 months before you get down with anybody. And going forward, if you really have to, use what they call the protection. If you don't want that, then don't go that way. Bro, those who are the most excruciating moments of my life, bro. It was like at 30 minutes. You see where, have you seen that movie called Wrong Turn? That was one scene of a wrong turn move, bro. What are you saying, man? But
Good,
I'm
good, good,
happy.
good, good. You're
I'm
happy,
happy.
you're good.
I overcame
Good. Uh-huh.
and I've been taking care of myself since then, bro.
Awesome, awesome. And all we can say is continue doing everything you can to ensure that you maintain that negative status. Here we are not shaming, here we are not stigmatizing anyone living with HIV. During this festive season, we are just sensitizing people against irresponsible sexual behavior. We are saying in case any comment, any word, any story that has been told has affected you in any way, we are asking for forgiveness because our intention is not to ridicule, to shame, or to stigmatize people living with HIV. 4. Monica, your turn. Your story at that desk ukienda for pricking. Karibu.
Ati story yangu ni fanya nini?
Do you have confessions on your first day or the day you almost skipped a bit, your heart almost skipped a bit going to the VCT? Ama we ni wa kutumana macho? Let's go.
Mi
Your story.
yangu haikuruka like heartbeat. Mi ilienanga. My only problem was venye Felix tu amesema that chick, those people who like wanakwanga hapo kukupima hawajangi kazi yao ni nini. Wanakulizanga tu okay, utadu nini ukipata kwa negative. Nitaendelea kuishi tu na life nijiprotect etc. Utadu nini ukipata uko positive. One time I tried to test the patient, nikamwambia nitajiua nione kenye atafanya. Hakuna kitu alidu. Aliniambia tu usijiue, mtu endelea na life na ARVs. But like I just told you I'm suicidal, but you want me to proceed with this test. Are you drunk or? But anyway, I think si wenye upimanga wako na kaishi mahali. Kuna disconnect na the society itself. I think test yenye mimi naogopanga most ni ya mimba hata si yengine. Yenye anaweza pima sahi nikitaka.
Good. So, and we have one of the people who do the testing and the counseling here should be telling the story. She's after Jay. Jay, tell us the story. Then Paula, then Dobukali. Mzito, tuambie. Go ahead, Jay. You have a story for us?
Me, the day that I went and really got surprised in a VCT was the day when actually it is not all that much interesting story, but what really fascinated me was the person who conducted the pricking. I went with my girlfriend there because we had already been smashing even before going to the VCT.
So wait, you've been smashing, bro. Unaenda
Yeah.
kutafuta nini VCT?
Abdul nyamaza. Abdul funga mdomo.
We'd been smashing before even going to the VCT because actually I mad na macho. I said, oh, this chick was very smart, good looking. And I just concluded that, hey, this one she's like a nice chick. She can't infect me. And also me, I knew my status very, very well that I was very negative. Because I've been marrying almost after each and every 5 months. I do go for the checkup. Because Here I never used to stay with only one chick. So I used to take a chick, then yule namshuku I go pimaha before we smash. But this time I just had that confidence to take her in my house and we smashed. Then after smashing, and after come 1 week, so when I told her, hey, I say, we need to go for a checkup because you need not to trust me all that much. And I need not to trust you. And though I've really compromised my discipline and my sexology, we still need to go and confirm for you to trust me and for me to also trust you. So we went to the clinic. And after entering the clinic, that clinician asked us, you know, do you mind me taking you through the process of counseling? And we said, no, we know all of these things. We know how the results, whether the results, if there are 2 arrows, we know that it will be positive. If it's 1, we know that we are negative. We will be on the control side. We said, I'll just skip that step. Just go ahead and prick us. We check. Then she began her finger was pricked, mine too. And this clinician was a man. And after conducting the test, this guy also conducted his own test while we are with him and my girlfriend here in the same room. Today, and that day is the day when he wanted to conduct the test, his own result. It has been having all of these test kits all
Alikuwa
along.
anataka kuonesha manzi yako pia yako
You see?
kwa negative.
Yeah,
Anataka
yeah,
kuonesha
yeah.
manzi yako kwa negative.
Alikula huyo msichana, walikuwa amekula huyo msichana.
You see? Bana, I was really wondering, mbona leo ndo anataka kujipima na he's been having all of these things all the time. And hata tunamlipa because of doing this. Why? Then, okay, we had to just be patient and completed the session. And mine turned negative, hers also turned negative. And he also showed us that his result was negative.
Na kwa nini alikuwa anaonyesha nyinyi?
Si amekula huyo msichana. She ate the lady. The lady was being chewed by everybody.
That was our biggest question. Why must he show us that it was negative? So, till that day, tulitoka pale tulikuwa tunajiuliza, mbona nikaanza kumuuliza udem, what happened? Why must this guy pima himself this day when tumeenda na wewe? What was he insinuating, man? Though hatuna mahali penye tunaweza mpeleka, but let's just go home. Lakini haikuniingia vizuri, unaelewa? So that was the time nikaona hata watu hawa kina Abdul hawa si wa kuaminika sana vile, lakini Abdul naye yuko faithful. Abdul yuko sawa, wenzao wengine wako sawa vile. Yeah, that's it, man. Abdul, back to you.
So, lakini that story is really funny though. It's really funny. Like, who say alikula manzi yako alafu akangojea mkuje mpime mkiwa nyi wote pamoja. Mwenye tasikishana anaenda anaambiwa si hata mimi nilipima, simliona.
That was it. Yeah.
And then unajua usually write those contacts. Huo mnaandika especially kwa private facilities, huo mnaandika contacts zenyu pale, jina unaandika Monica, and then unaandika your phone number, mail, and your location where you reside and all that, because the ministry requires those public private facilities to record those contacts because of tracing in case of anything. Yes. Morethi,
there's a bit, yeah. Abdul. There's something like I'm really enjoying the confessions and the contributions. My only plea would be that if we could make some of these confessions in English, because we have attracted Kenyans and Africans. You know, we have guys from SA, we have guys from Zimbabwe. You know, so at least so that they also feel part of the house, bro. This is just my my weird thinking.
No
Ebu tell
problem.
them
That's
what we mean when we
fine.
say
But
kupima kwa macho, Felix.
Abdul,
Now,
let me just ask Jay a question
go ahead.
regarding his
Yes,
story. Yeah.
yes, dear, go ahead.
No, it wasn't Jay. I think it was you, Abdul, who said they require the private information. And with private facilities, see, they usually also send the test to you at home, so they also require your home address. So it's just a question. So this doctor might have pitted with this chick one time when when he was sending
It's you
the
saying
test.
Monica, not me. It's you saying not me. So, Felix, Ebu tell them, our South African and global citizens, what we mean by kupima kwa macho. Felix.
So this message is specifically for the likes of Tato and Macduke. Tato, whatever we are insinuating here is that when you have this, your lady, this one, your heartbeat, this one you call all the nice names. Do you first visit the health testing center so that you can know your HIV status, or you just look at this chick and you say, okay, you cannot have this disease, and then you do your hammering, you know. So, Tato, can you pick up the mic and tell us your side, bro?
Felix,
Awesome.
Felix, I was waiting for you to do a direct
Featuring
translation
with the
of
eyes.
kupima kwa macho.
Featuring with the eyes. Good. Maybe we need to hear from the testers side. Mbona Paula huwa mnachukua namba za hawa wateja? Paula, hebu give us your story and how you
English, please. English, please.
give us your story and all that. Why you take those contacts?
Okay. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Abdul. First of all, I would really like to to say sorry for the bad experiences that you've been through with HTS counselors. Uh, do I start with the confession, or do I answer your question?
Precisely. Start with your story, then maybe you can handle the professional aspect. The professional aspect, because I know a number of them will come up.
Okay, so yeah. Personally, I've been brought up around HIV. So for me, getting tested was going to the VCT has always not been a big deal. Like we've heard from I've seen people go through stigma from childhood, and actually that is the reason I chose to be an HTS counselor. So for me, I didn't have any bad experience with the counselors or the heartbeats or something. But I had a client who literally peed because we first did a screening tool. Um, I had a client who literally peed. By the way, we were out of stock with the test kits, and so I used the self test kit. So the self test kit is a screening tool that it's not that accurate. Like we just say it's a screening tool. So I did that. It detects any kind of virus, and not only HIV. The selfie kit ile ya mdomo. So the client, after I swapped and dipped it inside the solution, I think the test kit turned positive, and it was a false positive, and he just peed, and I was scared. I was like, "What? This is what I've never experienced this reaction." And I don't know, at least someone who's telling you that they're going to kill themselves or something. But this one peed like alisusu. So I think that is the best I remember about someone coming for HTS counseling. You all need to understand that we are also human beings, and we really don't expect some of your reactions. But at least nowadays, the government has put measures. So for every counselor, you must have a counseling background, unlike Kitambo where you just go for 2 weeks, get your HTS certificate and all that. Like for me, you have to get now. Like for me, I had to get a diploma in psychology and then a degree, and then now you do the HIV or any social science, for example, social work and community work. All those you need to. That is a measure that the government has put up in place because we've had people complain to us. We've had people fight in VCT centers, and without a counseling background, you're not able to to handle that. So I think the people who are going to, I think the next generation will experience it better. So about taking the numbers, your contact information. We take your contact information before you receive your results, just in case it turns positive, and we have to follow up with you on how you're doing. Nowadays, we just don't give you medication. The test and treat analogy happens that you test positive today, you start medications. So from my center, from my place, I've tested you, you're positive. I'm going to link you up with someone else who's going to test you. We'll also take your number. This is to facilitate follow-up so that we know, because the drugs come with side effects, emotional effects and all that. So I think it's just for the number. After you've seen your positive result, you'll definitely not give me your number. You'll definitely not give me your location or address you want. So that time during pre-counseling, that is when we need your number so that we can link you to. We can actually these days we actually do a home visit. Once you've just tested HIV positive, I go out of my way to know your place, how you're doing, so that if you need nutritional support, any other support that you need, just